Beyoncé calls Solange a weak mother. Why they don't raise their kids together. In the world of celebrity sisterhoods, few are as iconic or as quietly complex as that of Beyoncé and Solange Knowles. On the surface, they're the picture of sisterly support. Red carpet appearances, musical collaborations, and tightly curated family portraits. But behind the glamour and Instagram perfection lies a rumored rift that fans and insiders alike have whispered about for years. The latest bombshell: allegations that Beyoncé privately referred to Solange as a weak mother, a claim that has sparked an avalanche of speculation about their relationship, their parenting philosophies, and why their children seemingly don't grow up together. A picture-perfect sisterhood. On the surface, Beyoncé and Solange have always been close in the public eye. From Solange dancing alongside Beyoncé as a child backup dancer to her acclaimed solo career, largely forged outside the shadow of her older sister, the Knowles sisters have been symbols of Black excellence, individuality, and empowerment. But celebrity observers have noted that for all their closeness, there's always been a curious distance between their family lives. While Beyoncé is known for fiercely guarding her children, Blue Ivy, Rumi, and Sir, from the public eye, Solange has raised her son, Daniel Jules Smith Jr., with far less fanfare, often flying under the radar. They may share a bloodline, but the way they've handled motherhood couldn't be more different. The alleged weak mother comment. Rumors began swirling after a leaked conversation, allegedly between Beyoncé and a close confidant, began making the rounds in early 2025. In the conversation, Beyoncé is said to have described her younger sister as a weak mother who lets her child run wild with no real structure. While there's no verified audio or direct quotes from Beyoncé herself, the mere possibility set social media ablaze. Fans were quick to take sides. Some defended Solange, calling her a free spirit who was simply raising her son without the constraints of Hollywood elitism. Others pointed out Jules' past controversies, including an alleged incident involving rapper Sky Jackson, as signs that Beyoncé's criticisms may have merit. So, was this simply sisterly concern taken out of context? Or does it reflect a deeper, more long-standing tension? Different upbringings, different approaches. To understand the disconnect, one must look at their roots. Beyoncé was groomed for superstardom from a young age by their father and former manager, Matthew Knowles. Her life has been one of meticulous control, discipline, and a relentless pursuit of perfection. Solange, though also in the entertainment industry, was often seen as the rebellious one, charting her own artistic path with little concern for mainstream success. This divide seems to extend into their parenting styles. Beyoncé and Jay-Z's children live in a world of intense privacy and curated appearances. Blue Ivy, while making historic Grammy wins and public speeches, is still largely shielded. Meanwhile, Solange's son Jules has made headlines for more unfiltered reasons: social media posts, rumored altercations, and whispers of bad behavior. Insiders suggest that Beyoncé's alleged weak mother comment was less of an insult and more of a frustrated reaction to Jules' rumored antics. "She's always worried about how the family is perceived," said one source. "Solange doesn't care about optics like Beyoncé does." The Jules controversies, a source of shame. It's no secret that Solange's son, Jules, has found himself at the center of multiple scandals over the years. Most famously, his alleged falling out with Disney star Sky Jackson led to a wave of criticism online. The situation was further complicated by leaked text messages and social media videos that painted Jules as entitled and aggressive. At the time, Beyoncé said nothing publicly, but insiders say she was deeply embarrassed by the situation. Beyoncé hates negative press, especially when it's connected to family, one industry veteran explained. She believes kids should be raised to understand the consequences of their actions. Solange is more forgiving. Some would say too forgiving. This parenting divide is reportedly why their children are rarely, if ever, seen together. They don't raise their kids together because they raise them in entirely different worlds, the source added. Why their kids don't seem close, fans have long speculated why Blue Ivy and Jules aren't closer. Despite being only a few years apart in age and practically cousins in all but name, their paths have rarely crossed in public. "They don't hang out," said a former Roc Nation employee who worked on family events. In fact, there were moments when Solange and Jules weren't even invited to some of the more intimate Knowles-Carter gatherings. It's a sharp contrast from how Beyoncé has promoted family unity in her music and visuals. But as the saying goes, what happens behind closed doors often tells a different story. Beyoncé's fierce privacy versus Solange's raw transparency. Another factor in their divide is how differently they handle public narratives. Beyoncé is famous for her silence, choosing to address drama through symbolism in her art. Solange, on the other hand, has been raw, open, and occasionally confrontational. This difference was most notably displayed during the infamous 2014 elevator incident when Solange attacked Jay-Z in front of Beyoncé at the Met Gala. While Beyoncé stood silently, allowing the media to spin its theories, Solange's impulsiveness did not go unnoticed. Beyoncé values control. Solange values expression, a PR insider noted. They've always clashed on that. Now extend that into parenting and you'll understand why their kids aren't growing up close. Is there jealousy? Some fans have questioned whether jealousy plays a role on either side. Beyoncé is undeniably the more globally dominant figure. But Solange has always been respected for her artistic independence and authenticity. Could Beyoncé's critique of her sister's parenting mask deeper insecurities? Or, conversely, could Solange's laid-back parenting be a form of quiet rebellion against the perfection Beyoncé tries to project? They love each other, but there's tension, said a family acquaintance. Solange sometimes feels Beyoncé looks down on her, and Beyoncé thinks Solange is too impulsive and chaotic. That tension, though manageable in public life, becomes untenable when children are involved. Matthew and Tina Knowles' role. Let's not forget the influence of their parents. Matthew Knowles has been largely absent in recent years, following revelations about his extramarital affairs and multiple children outside of marriage. But Tina Knowles, their mother, has long been seen as the glue keeping the family together. Still, even Tina can only do so much. While she often posts tributes to both daughters, rarely are there family get-togethers that include everyone, including the kids. Tina has tried to mediate between them, an insider claimed. But Beyoncé has become more protective of her inner circle. She'll always love Solange, but she's drawn lines when it comes to parenting values. Is there room for reconciliation? While it's easy to sensationalize sisterly tension, it's worth asking if the alleged weak mother comment signals permanent damage or a moment of frustration blown out of proportion. Families fight, said a close family friend. These are two women who love each other but live very different lives. I think Beyoncé wishes Solange had more structure, and Solange wishes Beyoncé would loosen up. There's no villain here, just differences. It's unclear whether Solange has responded to the alleged comments. But given her history of speaking through art and visuals rather than PR statements, it wouldn't be surprising if her next project included subtle references to family tension. What the fans are saying, social media has had a field day with the rumors. On Twitter/X, hashtags like #TeamSolange and #BeTooMuch began trending. TikTokers have made video essays breaking down everything from the body language in old photos to how often Jules appears in Beyoncé's family moments. Answer: rarely. I'm not saying Solange is a perfect parent, one user posted, but calling her weak is cold. She's doing her best as a single mom, and Jules is just a teen. Others fired back. If my kid acted like Jules, I'd be mortified too. Beyoncé has a point. The fandom is split, but it reflects a broader societal conversation about motherhood, structure, and how we judge parenting based on class, control, and celebrity. Final thoughts: whether or not Beyoncé actually called Solange a weak mother, the alleged comment has opened up a conversation that fans have been dancing around for years. The Knowles sisters are powerful, talented, and inspiring, but they're also human. Like many families, their differences become most evident in how they choose to raise the next generation. One sister values discipline and privacy. The other values openness and artistic freedom.